For now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, it's Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Valley of the Sun and State Farm Stadium here in Glendale. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the San Francisco 49ers and the Arizona Cardinals. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And their quarterback, well, everyone knows he's got height, standing at 6'6".
And what I enjoyed in preparing for this game was talking not just with the coaching staff, but with him as well. And I found it interesting that the coaching staff sees him one way, and he sees himself an entirely different way.
Yeah, one thing he said he's always working on, we know he's not bad at this, but his footwork, always wants to improve that, and that's something he's going to focus on here.
And what was so funny, what the offensive coordinator said right off the top, he's got great footwork. Love his footwork. So this guy is never satisfied.
The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down. A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. 18 carries, 76 yards, and a touchdown.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Once again, they run with Breida on first down. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Not the opening possession they were looking for, especially on the road.
No doubt about it, because they wanted to come out and establish a little momentum right away. But now bringing up a 4th down, an empty possession, not what they were seeking.
On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Cardinals now for their opening drive. They will be led out by the Heisman Trophy winner from 2018, drafted number 1 overall the subsequent year, Kyler Murray.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the 1 being the victory.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny at practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit. Good-naturedly, But they're letting him know you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But as you said, they got the win in that effort last week. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. Now a handoff, Johnson. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. The first down carry here for Johnson. DeForest Buckner in on the tackle. And let's look now at the offensive starters for the Cardinals.
And they should be set up for a big game. They have one of the hottest offenses in the league. They're coming in riding a winning streak, but we've seen these quick turnaround games really wreak havoc with what you've done previously. Hopefully they simplified their offense, and they'll just let their playmakers go out and do what they do best.
Throwing on 2nd and 8, Murray. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. But look now at the defensive starting lineup for the 49ers. Now, they've been a very good unit against the pass, defending at 5th best in the league.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. To throw, it's Murray. And that will be incomplete.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
Here comes the Cardinals punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Fielded at the 20. It's a net of 40 there, a punt of 48 and a return of 8. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. And San Francisco gets set to go here. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
To throw on 2nd down. Lawrence, the first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 13 yards there and a Niner first. That catch, by the way, number 505 of his career, and that ties him with a couple of other tight ends for the pass, Frank Wycheck and Dallas Clark.
And those guys were excellent players, but how about what we're seeing right now? 505 and rising. What a nice career he's put together.
And a quick look now at the offense for the 49ers.
And congratulations on their win last week, but they didn't get a whole lot of time to celebrate it on Sunday. They were right back to work on Monday, but you'll have to do things differently when you prepare for a Thursday night game, because normally you'll take some time off. Here you get right back to work on the game plan mentally, and probably not put any pads on until you play again Thursday night.
A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. The Cards going nickel. An extra defensive back out there now on 3rd down. From the gun, Lawrence. Then he's got the completion to Hopkins. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 37. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Off the play fake. Lawrence going deep for Hop. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins his first touchdown of the new season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. And that's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it's polished off by a touchdown for San Francisco. This fielded at the 2. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Defense.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
No gain on the play. Second and 10.
Looking to throw on second down. Murray. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the third time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got some.
And the Niners get there and bring him down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Here comes the Cardinals punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Breida. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there. Second down. The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in, and he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. On second down, a run with Breida. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. From the gun on third down, Lawrence. And he's got his man. That's Landry. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 44-yard line. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. On first down, here's Breida. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Out of the shotgun, Breida. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
So first and second down went the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. Complete to the running back, Matt Breida. And he gets this only to the 41, not near enough for the first. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks, don't let them get there, and they rallied and made the tackle.
Here's Bryan Anger now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over, and still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. On second down, Johnson. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. 2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nick Bosa coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sack.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And the Cardinals now heading out to defend. And despite being down on the scoreboard, this unit, they've had some big-time hits.
Sort of like us at practice the other day. I saw you take a running start at that blocking sled. You took it down.
Bounced off like a rubber band.
No, not at all, but you're exactly right. They are doing their job, but they want to add takeaways to it. You need to have more of those to go along with the big hits we're seeing.
By the way, when I tried that and I bounced back, I noticed that you laughed with everyone else. You didn't try to get in my corner.
No. Someone had just told me a joke on the other side.
Right,
I missed that. Totally missed it.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Off-play action, Lawrence. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. A run for Nick Chubb, as he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. Off the play fake, Lawrence. He's going to go for a big play downfield, and that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. The Niners on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, Lawrence. Open Manus Pettis, it's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
I don't care how many times we see it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Now Chubb on first down, able to work his way forward for about 5. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Fleming. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
And it bangs off the left upright and deflects away. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So plenty of leg, but it's the accuracy there that lets him down.
Yeah, he hit it really well. I think this might have been good from 55, but you'll see it just conk off that upright, and they're denied a chance at 3 points.
Christian Kirk and company heading back onto the field. Hasn't had his best day to this point here in the second quarter, and they're losing. You got to think, though, that also means that maybe the defense doing a good job on it. There's 2 sides to that coin.
I would agree, so you have to give them credit, but that means you've got to find a way to beat that defense and make sure one of your top playmakers touches the football and has an impact on the game. Change formations, change where he lines up, put him in motion, anything possible to shake him free.
Maybe that greater impact comes here on this drive.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
8 yards there and a first down. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting third down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
A cool little accomplishment for him passing the football. 25,000 yards. He just surpassed that for his career.
When he was a little guy in the backyard just throwing it around probably with his dad, he thought about playing in the NFL. He dreamed of it. But to put up these kind of numbers while doing so, that's got to be kind of cool for him. He'll enjoy the heck out of thinking about that when this one is over.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Let's go,
On 2nd down now, it's Johnson. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6. That's going to be caught by Kirk for a Cardinals touchdown. Christian Kirk, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball, because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 7. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it winds up in a touchdown for Arizona. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The 49ers getting set to trot out there. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
First down, 49ers.
On first down, Lawrence. He finds Hopkins complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That's good for 28 yards.
And the 49ers first down.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 34. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. On the carry, it's Chubb. And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. And they'll get this down to the 10.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
Here we go. Set. 60 Pittsburgh.
Check it back. Check it back.
Get it. Go.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 4 yards on the dump off at second down.
Watch the quick.
Second and 6.
Check.
At the 6-yard line.
On the ground, it's Chubb. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Nick Chubb, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the 49ers have now taken the lead.
And as many coaches' meetings as we sit in, we hear the word finish all the time, don't we? And on that play, the back actually finished getting into the end zone, breaking the last tackle. Tried to wrap up, tried to use the proper technique, just wasn't able to get it done.
The extra point up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And Nick Chubb, the one to finish it off, as he does so with a touchdown run. This fielded at the 2. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. Touchdown, Cardinals. A big play there. 76 yards as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game.
Partner, one of the cardinal rules of defense is that if you're in position to make a tackle, you need to make it.
Well, and if you can't make the tackle before that, you just got to knock that ball down, right?
Yeah, something has to happen because we saw the end result there. Missed tackle, he goes all the way and takes it for a touchdown.
Point after here coming up. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. And we can break that scoring drive down pretty easily. One play, long touchdown pass into the end zone. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop. And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the gun, Lawrence. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. The Niners on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for San Francisco. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Taken in at the 22. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one-play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 2nd down, it's Johnson, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. This one caught by Isabella. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. It'll be an Arizona 1st down on a gain of 17.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
To throw is Murray. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Schwartz. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big-time play there by the Cardinals. 42 yards.
That's a real nice job right there, working the middle of the field, working against those safeties. And you know, partner, if you get your hips turned the wrong way, big plays can result.
And a big play resulted right there. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Here's Johnson. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. David Johnson, as the first half is winding down, as his guys are able to regain the lead. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. So that drives 7 plays in length. And the Cardinals cap it with a touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to our Tiburon Studios here in Orlando. We'll take a minute and look ahead at what's to come this weekend in week number 3. Some very intriguing games in that early window, highlighted by the one going on at the Superdome. A big test for the Saints as they'll be forced to reckon with the Atlanta Falcons. Later in the afternoon, a lot of the country will be watching the game at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, where it'll be the Packers taking on the Seattle Seahawks. And finally, a good one scheduled for Sunday Night Football between the New York Jets and the Houston Texans. In the game you're watching, it was the former number 1 overall selection, Kyler Murray, who put on an absolute show. His 3 touchdown passes have his guys out in front as we hand things back over to Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The Cards with the lead, and they will get this football first as the second half gets started. This fielded at the 2. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So here are the Cardinals to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And they start the second half with Johnson. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
Play fake. Murray. He's got his man in the crossing route. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it indeed. Here come the flags. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
A first down run, not going to get them a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, looks like just 1 yard there, so that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Murray's pass complete to Butler, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Hakeem Butler, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cardinals push further out in front. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Point after, up and good. And the lead now up to 14. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it winds up in a touchdown for Arizona. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he will be marked out right there at the 20-yard line. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Looking to throw on second down. Lawrence looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
First down, 49ers.
On first and 10, Lawrence over the middle. He finds Pettis complete, and he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. Here's a second and 7. That'll be complete to Breida. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Here we go.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's first and 10 at the 49-yard line. Back to throw. Lawrence. And the catch made by Hopkins. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard. Second down and inches. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Now, you've been around me a long time now. You know on second and inches, I love it when teams are aggressive and take a shot, but we just saw the downside to being that aggressive, didn't we?
Now you've given up on a pretty likely first down if they had run the football, and they need to come up with something here on third. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the gun, Lawrence. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for San Francisco. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
You know, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. From the 22, here's second and 8. Second down, Murray sets to throw. Forced out to his left. He's going to take off with it.
But there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for third down. Fake handoff to Johnson. Now here's Murray. Able to find Isabella. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. A very solid gain of 27.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Here's a 20th carry for Johnson. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough...
This is intercepted. Picked off at the 40. Shedding the tackler, and it gives him some room. Past the 20. And into the end zone. A pick six for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. They were in the dime. They had 6 defensive backs there. So go ahead and throw it. He threw it, and it hurt him.
It's almost thrown into a blanket of coverage, isn't it? You talk about the best defenders you have are the defensive backs. 6 of them on the field. You're almost asking for trouble, and that's exactly what they ran into. Ended up throwing a pick six.
Yeah, 6 defenders and 6 points. Point after, right down the middle. And they're within 7 now at 28-21. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. Really solid effort for him right now. Third quarter, already 4 touchdown passes. How many can he get here?
That remains to be seen, but I know one thing. You and I will be here to watch. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. With what he's doing in this contest, I'm not missing a minute of it. This guy's been spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, it's a team game, but sometimes these individual performances are fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes they just kind of come to the front, despite the fact, as you said, we know it's all about the team, but the way he's playing, he's trying to make his team win on his back.
Yeah, it's been exciting. Call it a loss of 2 on the play, and that'll bring up a third down. On third down, Murray. And able to find Kirk complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, a Turkey Bowl, a Thanksgiving Day. You know, when we get together this year, when the Davises and the Gaudens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like they're drawing them up in the dirt, and so far it's working for both of them.
Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Murray now nearing the 300-yard mark with still a quarter to play. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. Open man is Kirk, complete. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. First and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
Let's go.
Murray now. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Hakeem Butler, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Cardinals push further out in front. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Now for the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And the Cardinals cap it with a touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Looking to throw. Lawrence. That's out to Chubb, complete.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 34-yard line.
The beauty of route running is it doesn't matter what position, everyone's doing the same thing. In this case, tight end, selling the vertical route. Get the defensive back on his heels, break off for the corner, and with good timing, you get a completion as we just saw there.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 34. Back to throw. Lawrence over the middle, complete. That's Fleming. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 19 yards there on the catch and run. So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
And don't you think the playbook opens up a little bit more now? Because all they've done is throw the football. If you want to run it now, you may very well have them fooled.
They go play action here on 1st down. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Byron Murphy.
As much football as we watch, we've seen this work many times. In the red zone, 1st down, take a shot at the end zone, and points result. In this case, though, give credit to the defense. They outguessed them, were prepared, and intercepted the pass.
Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. And nobody in the stadium feels better than he does right now. Just a slew of touchdown passes. He's been spectacular.
And you and I both know this is a team game, one of the best team games that's out there. But right now, I've forgotten what the scoreboard even says. Just watching what he's doing.
It's been fun.
That's been mesmerizing and a whole lot of fun to watch.
He's hoping to keep it going here in the 3rd quarter. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. Murray going to throw. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Here comes the Cardinals punter now. Standing right on his own 5-yard line. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Fielded at the 33.
Let's go, let's go!
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. He was trying to force it into his receiver, Landry, and it's 3rd and 4. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete as well. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. On 4th down, Lawrence. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run with Chubb. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Well, you've told me before, it's great to be an athlete. A lot of great athletes out there. It's good to have instincts, and he has those.
I would take those above athleticism in a lot of cases because if you know where the ball's going before anyone else can get there and block you, you can make up for a lack of athleticism by being in the right spot at the right time.
And took him down in the backfield with those instincts. Now he's got it. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. In for the score, as his guys are back within a single score. And they use that height on the outside to get the score.
We've seen the evolution of the wide receivers. They've gotten taller and taller, but they've retained their quickness and their speed. It's a lethal combination.
Always good to have wide receivers with height. And a pause in the action because the booth, they see something that they want to take another peek at to find out if this was a touchdown or not.
Lawrence's pass complete to number 88. Touchdown, San Francisco.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for, and this touchdown will count. Extra point splits the uprights, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So this drive spans 7 plays, and the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This will be fielded at the 6. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. They go to Johnson again. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. On first down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. On the ground, this is Johnson. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. The linebacker, Fred Warner, right there on the coverage. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. That's going to set them back 5 yards. Here comes the Cardinals punter now. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away.
Let's go.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet, see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view.
Oh, now Breida loses it. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense.
And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. And, partner, it's safe to say that the secondary really contributed to that sack.
Yeah, nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They covered everything. Nowhere to go with the football. But my question is, why didn't he throw it away?
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line.
Defense.
Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's second down now. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Recon, 132 fighter. Shoot.
To throw on second down, Lawrence. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. From the gun, Lawrence. And this is going to be incomplete. Here's Brian Anger now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Well, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. And now Murray's going to set up to throw. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long. Throwing now is Murray. And that is incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
That's going to be caught by Kirk. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards to pick up, good enough for an Arizona first. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll run it now with Robinson. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
2 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 8.
They'll run again here with Robinson. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and all of a sudden here it's 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means it might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Ready!
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again? Looking for Pettis, but that's intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And they will score. It's a pick six for the Cardinals touchdown. And on that one, with 6 defensive backs, did he need to be more careful throwing the football? I mean, I guess obviously in hindsight he did, but...
Yeah, hindsight, but even in foresight, when you got 6 defensive backs on the field, you just know you're going to get multiple coverages. You're never sure what you're going to see. But the biggest one is you don't have much reaction time for your receivers to go get the football because those guys, they're the best cover guys on the field. They go get it. And on that play, they took it the other way for 6 points.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field.
On the double. Hey, we got a seal. We got a seal. We got a seal. Defense.
Throwing after the interception. Lawrence will get this into the hands of Breida. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards. Throwing on first down. Lawrence. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 13 yards there and a Niner first. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Looking to throw. Lawrence. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. 2nd and 3. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Landry. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 13 yards there and a Niner first. Back to throw. Lawrence to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
That is caught at the 7-yard line. And here he'll get it down to the 7. To throw on third down. Lawrence to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. On 4th down, Lawrence. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. A great read, and it's picked off. He's at the 50, the 40, the 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Cardinals. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
No going for two. They'll kick the point after. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. Pettis once again the target, and it's 3rd and short. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Lawrence. And he's got his man. That's Landry. And the 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. On first down, Lawrence. Throw left side complete. It's Fleming. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. And he's got his man on the crossing route. That's Landry. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Back to throw. Lawrence. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Cards, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll get another home date next week as the Patriots will come to town. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against San Francisco. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.